Alright guys, let's learn how to create file textures. By now you have understood the difference between file textures, procedural textures, although we haven't gotten into using procedural textures yet, and we will get to it in time. But for now, I have a simple sphere right here. Just to show you guys, it's really important that you guys start to work with projects. I've got earth underscore project right here. You should know that your Maya files sit in the scenes folder. You know that already. Your texture files, which would be your GIFs, PNGs, TIFFs, Targas, JPEGs, will sit in the source images folder right here. Now, given a preference, I'd like for you guys to use PNGs as much as possible. But then if you're going to be downloading a texture, then to convert a pre-existing JPG file into a PNG kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. But if you're going to be editing, manipulating, creating textures, just make sure you save them as PNGs. Okay, so here's my file. I'm going to start out by going into Google Images and searching for Earth texture. Let's pick something that's reasonable. Is that? Oh, there you go. Let's say that's good enough. I'm going to say save image as. I'm going to go ahead and save that image. Right here. Saving it here. Earth project source images, and let me call it TEX for texture underscore earth. I want you to be very particular about the naming convention of your textures. Also, I'm not just going to call it text underscore earth, I'm going to call it text underscore earth color, because instead of a color I'm going to be applying this particular image to it. So let's start. Start out by always applying a new material. I do not want you guys inserting textures in your default Lambert 1. Leave your Lambert 1 alone. So right click, assign new material. I know that my earth is going to be a little shiny at times, so blend. It's called matte underscore earth. No reflection, just a little bit of shine maybe, something like that. Okay, and I can assign a blue color to it. Now, I obviously do not want my earth to be blue in color. Instead of the blue, I want my file to be substituted right there. So I'm going to click on this little square, checkered square, which is basically going to help me connect my color tab to the file. So click on it and say File, browse for the file. There we are, and if you press 6, you should be able to see your earth plastered, the texture of your earth plastered on your image. It's fantastic. It's very nice. Remember, pressing 4 gives me the wireframe, 5 is for solid surface, 6 is to show me the textures, 7 is to show me a lit version, and since I have no lights, everything is really dark. I'm just going to press 6. So a couple of quick little tweaks. Select the object, go into matte earth, and you see that your color tab is now connected because it looks slightly different. Click on that, and as your file, so you can connect your file, but then go into the next node that you see over here. It's called Place 2D Texture, and what that can allow you to do is just a few simple tweaks. Like for example, I can say rotate the frame by 90 degrees, so my earth should ideally appear rotated. It's all skewed now, but something like that, if that makes any sense to you guys. I can also repeat UVs, which means that I can tile this particular texture. If I wanted to, I can say 2 by 2, so I should ideally be able to have 4 continents of America. You see how the texture is multiplied, it's tiled, and I can have maybe 10 by 10 and lots of different worlds over there. Now you should be able to see. Right now I'm going to stick to 1 by 1 because that's how the texture is meant to be. And that is the basics of applying a file texture to your project, to your model.